Hello learners, this is Habiba with Excel with me. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Let's start today's class, that is Research in Education, with the topic Descriptive Data Analysis. Already we have understood about what is descriptive data analysis and what are measures of central tendency and variability. We are going to discuss in detail about fiduciary, what is fiduciary and what is fiduciary limit and what is graphical representation, which is very important part in our research. Now, what is fiduciary? Involving trust, especially with regard to the relationship between a trustee and a beneficiary. That suppose we are going to do any research, we have to take some population. Under that population we have some sample, we call them as subjects. We have to have some rapport between those subjects so that we can extract whatever things we want to have related to our research study or research problem. We are able to take things very easily if those subjects have trust in us. So whatever trust is involved regarding the relationship between the researcher and the subjects that on which we are going to study related to any problem. For example, if I am taking school students, secondary school students, so class 8 or 9, 10 or any subjects I can have, and I should have some good rapport with them. They should trust me. Whatever problem I have taken, if I have taken any effect is there of the emotional intelligence on the academic achievement of the students, so I have to have academic reports of the students, and also I have to give some questionnaire to the students so that they can fill whatever they are feeling inside. Then only I can work upon my research study, whether there is any effect of emotional intelligence is there on their academic achievement or not. So let's see the definition of here a fiduciary. A fiduciary is a person or organization that acts on behalf of another person or persons, putting their client's interest ahead of their own with a duty to preserve good faith and trust. Obviously, just now I gave you one example. If I am doing any research study on the secondary school students, I should have good rapport with them. I should what should be my duty? I should have my interest to work to solve those problems, whatever are there related to the school students with my research study. Being a fiduciary thus requires being bound both legally and ethically to act in the other's best interest. Obviously, we should have some ethical values when we are doing any research studies. We should not mislead the data or things, anything we should not do. So here, what is fiduciary limit? The boundaries within which a parameter is considered to be located. We should not cross the limits. Whatever boundaries are given to me as a researcher or fiduciary, I should stick to that. A concept in fiducial inference, it is there, that is conclusions drawn from samples of data. Now, fiduciary means trust, and a person with a fiduciary duty has a legal obligation to maintain that trust. Obviously, when we are taking any personal information, that means that person should trust that researcher. For example, researchers must be trustworthy in their research work. Lawyers have a fiduciary duty to act in the best interest of their clients, obviously. Similarly, physicians have a duty to care for and act in the best interest of their patients. So these are the best example of fiduciary. Likewise, trustees have a duty to manage the assets of a trust for its beneficiaries, and directors to manage corporate assets in the best interest of shareholders. Now, some examples of fiduciary duties include duties of undivided loyalty. We should be loyal here. Loyalty should not be divided, that these are my friends, whatever answers or questionnaires filled by them, that is correct, and others, that should not be there. Due to diligence and reasonable care, full disclosure of any conflicts of interest and confidentiality. That research, whatever, if we are taking any personal interview related to our research study, it should be confidential. We should not expose to everybody here. Now, fiduciary duty is one of the highest and most respected obligations, obviously. They are also tasked with the responsibility of being the eyes and ears of their subjects, working to secure the subject's desired outcomes. Now, let's see the next one, that is graphical presentation of data. Graphical presentation, obviously, of data is an attractive method of showing numerical data that help in analyzing and representing quantitative data visually. A graph is a kind of a chart where data are plotted as variables across the coordinate. It became easy to analyze the extent of change of one variable based on the change of the other variables. Now, the graph, you can see the picture here, shows us very easily. The graph presents data in a manner which easier to understand. It allows us to present statistical data in an attractive manner as compared to tables. Users can understand the main features, trends and fluctuations of the data at a glance. If I am taking academic achievement of the students of particular year to another year, then I will plot on the graph so that I can understand very easily, this year this was the achievement and next year it has gone high and next year it has gone down. So I can easily understand and I can prepare myself for the next whatever steps I have to take to improve my studies or teaching. A graph saves time, obviously. It saves times when we are analyzing things in particular chart. It allows the viewer to compare data relating to two different time periods of regions. Obviously, we can take the time periods also, easily understand and compare them. The viewer does not require prior knowledge of mathematics or statistics to understand a graph. Obviously, whoever, if a teacher is doing any research, the teacher should not be expert in both maybe mathematics or statistics. Here we can use these graphical representations very easily. We can use a graph to locate the mode, median and mean values of the data, which are very important in our descriptive studies, descriptive research or descriptive data. Now, let's see the types of graphs here. Graphs are of two types, that is time series graphs, then frequency distribution graphs. Now, time series graphs, what does they do? Represent a time series graph of a histogram is graph which depicts the value of a variable over a different period of time. Suppose I am taking past year and this year, that means time period I am comparing 2021, 2022. If I am comparing the 2 years, that means I am taking that histogram, the time series, which is very important to understand the variables comparison. It helps in understanding analysis of the changes in the variable at a different point of time, obviously. Now, the second one is frequency distribution graphs, that is used to summarize how two pieces of information are related and how they vary with each other. We can compare multiple continuous data sets easily. For example, I am taking the score of students 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. That is, I am taking the frequencies between those, whatever the achievement of the students, marks gained by the students, I can plot them. That is continuous series, I can take it up. We can infer the interim, that is temporary and intended to be used to or accepted until something permanent exists, that is interim. So that interim data from the graph line we can infer also. So we come to the end of this session. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. I'll come with the next class. Till then, thanks for your attention and time. Happy learning.